Hi there, darkmindedsith here, and welcome to an E3 discussion video with my good friend Griffinlobster. This is a post-commentary intro that I'm slapping on here. Don't want to waste too much time, but I do want to throw out a couple of disclaimers first. This is an E3 discussion video. It's pretty much what it says. We're just going to be talking about the upcoming E3 predictions, things we'd like to see. This particular video is going to be focused on Nintendo. We do have a Microsoft and Sony one coming soon, but this episode is Nintendo focused. But a couple of disclaimers. For starters, my audio didn't come out quite as well as I would have hoped. Unfortunately, the mic I'm using here for this intro, I didn't use that same mic. It still sounds fine, but there are maybe a couple of parts in it where, I might kind of fade out a little bit. Maybe you might not quite catch what I said. I tried to remedy this as best I could, but I think it's just going to be in the video here and there. So your best bet is to use headphones or turn the volume up some if you can't quite hear me. I don't think it's unbearable or unlistenable, but it is an issue that I do think is there. And on top of that, my friend Griffinlobster is currently on vacation with his family. So the only way we could really record this was at a time when his brother was in the background watching a hockey game. So it's not a big distraction or anything, but you are at times in the video going to hear rather faintly the TV in the background, and you might hear him occasionally laugh at something. I don't think it's ever noticeably distracting or anything crazy. But it's just something that is there, just to keep in mind. But I think that about covers it, so sorry for any of these audio issues, and let's go ahead and get started with the discussion. So I guess we'll start with the big N.
Okay, that's a good place to start, because it's probably like I said, the greatest intersection of our interests.
I'd say so, yeah.
I'm pretty excited for a Nintendo show this year.
I am too. I mean, I always am. I over the years, I've gotten to where I'm trying to be cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
Because the past two E3s I can think of. I mean, last year wasn't disappointing in a sense, but it was kind of
it was just all Zelda.
Just all Zelda.
Here's Zelda, and here's 3 amiibos.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
3 Zelda amiibos.
Yeah.
Yeah. And while it did look great, I mean, it was still. Do what? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it looked incredible. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looked incredible, but it still wasn't out, and we still didn't really know what else was in store for Nintendo. So
right.
There was kind of that doubt of, is this all they got? Yeah.
Right. Whereas now, it's there's a lot more possibilities, a lot more on the table. The Switch is out. Zelda was a huge success. We already know that they have a few more games in the pipeline for it. They're announcing their intentions with their online service, which we can get into a little bit. But long story short, it's maybe the first time it's been an exciting time to be a Nintendo fan going into E3, at least in a couple years, I think.
Mm-hmm. I think so. Because that's just a product of the Wii U, really.
Yeah.
That's just how it was for a while. It was just not much to get excited about.
Yeah.
And there was
really feel the apathy.
Yeah, it was very little optimism. Well, here we go. Here goes shovelware palooza. Can't wait.
Yep. Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. Well, something that I was thinking about is, I don't know if there's any real way to come up with an answer to this. It's just kind of a what if, but you and I have had our fair share of mutual criticisms of Nintendo over the years.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, things like their creative decisions. Over the years, it seems like they've been very tone deaf about
business decisions, even opportunities where we both have felt like they had good chance to make a good bit of money that they've apparently turned their back on.
Mm-hmm. They either didn't see eye to eye with it, or it just wasn't even on their radar.
Right.
Mother 3, that could be successful, huh? What's that?
No, never mind.
Here's
Hey Pikmin. Here's a 2D Pikmin game nobody wanted.
Here's an Amiibo festival, you guys.
Oh boy. Yeah. No, I mean all this. This comes from a place of love. You know, I mean, like
that's the thing.
We're
I mean,
Nintendo fans.
Yeah, I mean, part of this inner fanboy like hostility comes from the fact that we like them so much.
Right.
You know? It's like seeing some guy who's a talented singer just getting on stage like, "Hey, you guys, what's up? How y'all doing?" Like, dude, sing. You're good.
So what you're saying is Nintendo's drunk. Nintendo's drunk is what you're saying. Sometimes.
Sure seems like it sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then of course there's some of their business decisions like shelving the NES Mini and
NES, yeah,
stuff like that. Yep. And then a lot of their modern day game design seems to center around the notion that the player's stupid or really young.
Unfortunately, yes.
That kind of stuff. But
more stuff that hopefully that seemed like they might be fixing with Zelda Breath of the Wild. Seemed like the most mature game that they've made in as long as I can remember. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, and that's,
hopefully maybe.
Yeah, and that's the big thing I'm wondering is that Breath of the Wild seems like just completely in the right direction. It's almost like they listened to one of our calls and answered all of our criticisms. You know, it gave us a game that was mature, that didn't hold your hand like this is your first video game.
Didn't baby you, didn't annoy you every hour of play, be like, make sure you turn off the game, go outside, look at the sun. Yeah. There it is.
You know, there's other things like other video games, you guys.
Yeah, do some cross-stitch.
Maybe have a picnic. Yeah. So I guess the question remains, is this a direction they're going to keep with their other games, or is this just kind of like a one-off thing?
You know, I don't know. I think undoubtedly the focal point, certainly the big game for their E3 is going to be Super Mario Odyssey. And I don't think anybody's going to argue with that. Mm-hmm. And from what I've seen from Super Mario Odyssey, it seems as if, I don't know, it looks like a pretty mature idea. It looks like a large open world, maybe sort of a hub world from which all of the levels are accessed, as opposed to just a point-and-click choose your level like it was, I mean, to an extent in Galaxy 1, to a further extent in Galaxy 2. It looks as if they are applying some mature game design ideals to that game from what little we've seen. Mm-hmm. And honestly, that's going to be either confirmed or debunked here at E3, because I think undoubtedly that's going to be their big game.
Yeah, that's going to be the show stealer for sure. Yeah, and I think things like, I mean, they talked about it last year a little bit, or no, earlier this year, I mean, about like it's more open world and going to follow more, you know, Mario 64 and Sunshine and those kind of games. Mm-hmm. And that, right. Know, like you said, that does seem to be a little more in a mature direction, because that's a little less that's a little less linear. Mm-hmm. Less, rather than, okay, this world, now this world, now this world. You open it up and say, okay, now go do whatever. I don't know, it's a little more like kind of dropping the kid in the woods, saying, all right, have at it.
Which is essentially exactly what happened with Breath of the Wild, right? I mean, 660 degrees of exploration possibilities right off the bat. And I think it would be awesome if we saw that translated in a way that made sense for the Mario franchise in Odyssey. I think that would be really cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think so. I didn't get a lot of like dumb Nintendo-ness from the trailer. I mean, it is just a trailer, right. But I don't know. I didn't get a lot of the silly enemies kind of. I don't.
Yeah, like really unique, weird enemy designs, weird level design, like that didn't seem to be your conventional Mario fare. Then there's some stuff that did. Like, why is he collecting what look like Doritos chips? Like, what is it?
Yeah, seems like something out of a like Kickstarter platformer or something. Right. Yeah, and then people have talked about like the human.
Yeah,
like there's actual people that seem to be walking around in the New York world.
Some people have mentioned Sonic 06 because of that. Really don't want that to happen. Obvious.
Yeah, that definitely wouldn't be good.
I
Hopefully,
don't think it can.
Hopefully, you won't develop some kind of weird relationship with any of them.
Right. Well, at least he's like a human, or like, oh my gosh.
At least he's a human being.
Yeah.
Yep. So that definitely seems there's definitely a glimmer of optimism with that game. But then on the other hand, then you also had stuff like 1-2 Switch.
Right.
You know, like that showed up, and I was like, oh god, here we go again. Really, stuff.
Yeah, I think that was what I read when I see 1-2 Switch is I don't necessarily read like this is a design philosophy. To me, 1-2 Switch is very much like we don't have any freaking release titles. We need to smash something together in a day or two. Let's try to show off all of the weird quirks of our console, all the interesting things it can do in the quickest, easiest way possible, and then somehow dismayingly not make it a free pack-in title. Attempt to charge 50 smackaroos for a game that will take you like 25 minutes to see all of the worthwhile stuff that it has to offer.
Yeah, I've heard it described a number of times as paying $50 to use your imagination.
Yes, I was trying to remember what, because you said that before. Yeah, and I was trying to remember what it was, but that's so spot on. I mean, I've never played it, thank God. But from what I've seen of it, what I've heard of it, it just seems, like you said, like a lot of the games you're not even supposed to look at the screen. I mean, what the hell? Yeah,
or use a controller, or sort of not use a controller. It's like sort of hold it and your mouth does all the work or something.
Yeah. Oh, that eating contest game. Best.
God. Pretty sure nobody would have fun playing that.
I mean,
but it almost looks to me, I don't have the records right in front of me, but it looks like 1-2 Switch was kind of not too well received, both in terms of critics and audiences and probably sales, I'd imagine. Yeah.
I can't imagine it sold very well. No, not when you have it releasing alongside a killer IP that's $10 more and roughly 9,000 times as long,
and better. Right. And I've gone to the bestseller section on the eShop a couple of times over the past few months, and yeah, I mean 1-2 Switch is never too
number
high
one.
Up there.
Yeah,
it's never even close to that. It's usually like number 9 or something.
Well, and there are 9 games for the Switch, so that fits.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's the bottom 9. Yeah, so, but I mean that could also be an experimental thing. You know, maybe they're gonna see the lack of success with that and go, all right, well, casual audience, maybe they're not really there anymore. That's something I've kind of thought of a little bit. Is like, maybe the Wii was sort of an anomaly as far as that family kind of casual market.
I think, I agree. Basically, I mean, obviously there are a few other releases that they've announced that don't necessarily bode well. I don't think, like we mentioned, Hey Pikmin in a very backhanded way. I don't think anybody asked for that game. It doesn't really look like the type of game that most people would want, or at least most of the hardcore Nintendo fans would want. But then, you see a game that it looks like it's defying expectations, and that's ARMS, which was obviously announced alongside on that big Switch presentation, and it seems to be getting good reviews. So who knows? Maybe don't completely count out the weird looking stuff.
Yeah. So it was first announced, people were like, ARMS. They're like, that title.
Let's immediately begin making jokes.
I mean, if you call your game ARMS, and you unveil the name by just having the word ARMS just suddenly on the screen, it's like, I don't think anyone's going to be like, ARMS, okay.
You're going to get some scoffs.
just 1 or 2 scoffs. Oh, great. Well, here we go. Well, I guess Zelda's about it, huh? Yeah, I mean, it seems like the reception's getting a little bit better and better as time goes on.
Yeah.
So who knows? I mean, I'm not into Splatoon all that much.
That's obviously coming out soon. I'm sure that'll be at E3.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's been confirmed for it, I believe.
Okay, yeah. So there you go.
And I haven't really noticed any backlash of any kind. Like, people are bummed out that they added this or took away this or anything like that.
Well, it seems like most people. I think there's a dedicated fan base for Splatoon. I'm obviously not very into it, neither are you, but it's cool that they tried out new IP. It ended up being successful. Squid Kids are in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, so seems like they found a good bit of success with what looked like a pretty weird idea. That's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
I like Nintendo because they take chances on those weird ideas.
Take chances, and that's why I try to be a little optimistic when I see something really dumb show up. What the hell is that? Yeah, I've said that before, so...
Do you think they're going to announce anything else? Now, before we get to games, maybe. Like other stuff for the Switch? Like, you think they'll, dive what their online services are going to be like? You think they're going to have some weird, out-of-left-field app that no one's going to use?
Yeah.
These are all possibilities.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a few months since the launch, and there's been nothing on the Virtual Console. I feel like...
Yeah, Virtual Console, that was a note that I had especially. I was like, are they going to announce Virtual Console? Are they changing the way they're doing it?
That's the big thing. If they're going to announce it, I have a feeling they're going to do something different with it. That's what I'm thinking. The fact that it's been a few months and there's been no word on it, and also the fact that they're charging for their online service now. It's making me feel like maybe they're going to do something new with it. The only thing I could think of at the top of my head would maybe be like a subscription service of some kind, maybe.
And you get games sort of delivered with the service, like maybe free or...
Yeah, it's sort of like the more money you pay, the more access you have to the games or something like that.
Okay.
That's the only thing.
That sounds a little dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really give specific money to specific games, really. And
right.
Seems kind of a poo-poo idea, but sometimes they do that.
Yeah.
Nintendo's known to do something, and you're like, why?
Right. I put Virtual Console announcement in the possibly column for Nintendo here on my notes. Maybe we'll get some for Virtual Console. Hopefully get some news.
Yeah. I think we'll at least get something. Probably what would be one of the best announcements in that regard would be the GameCube Virtual Console.
Yep. I was thinking about that too. I had that written down as well.
Yeah, that's something I've been thinking about. Something fans have been absolutely starving for years now. Right. And I feel like we're going to get it eventually, but I think we're probably going to get another no-show. Just looking at their history, they tend to not give a lot of considerable care to the Virtual Console. A lot of slow releases, a lot of stuff coming out that's like, well, it took you long enough.
Right. Like Earthbound just took forever.
Yeah, Earthbound took forever. I might have to look it up again right quick. Just out of curiosity, I looked up the just for comparison the Wii U Virtual Console, as far as like when it first came out. And all right, so the Wii U was November 2012, right? I believe so.
You mean in terms of release?
Yeah, when it came out.
I mean, I don't remember. I don't think I got one until 2013 anyway. So.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, November 18th, and the first Virtual Console game was January 23rd. So yeah,
okay, so just a couple months.
Yeah, it's just a couple months. You want to take a wild guess what the first game was?
Is it gonna be something that I'm never gonna guess?
It's gonna be something you're never gonna guess.
Bubble Bobble.
Not too far off. First game apparently was Balloon Fight.
Wow, yeah, I wasn't far off actually.
Yeah.
Wow. Everyone's clamoring for Balloon Fight.
I have absolutely not the slightest idea how the process works, man. How they go about choosing what games they put on this thing.
Alphabetically?
I have no idea, man, because the first game is Balloon Fight, and then they didn't put another NES game until about a month later, and it was Punch-Out, then another month, and Kirby's Adventure, And then about a week later, Donkey Kong Jr. I mean, are they just pulling him out of a hat? It's like
it honestly almost feels that way.
It's like a freaking game of Mad Libs. I mean, this week
why not just put just a bunch on there and just make a ton of money? I mean, that seems like the way to do it.
I mean, these games are old as dirt. You know? I mean, how much effort can it possibly take just to put something like this?
Certainly not a whole lot.
Doesn't make sense. I don't know about you. Maybe I'm absolutely insane. But I feel like the original Super Mario Brothers would be one of the first games to put on a virtual console.
No, dude, that's crazy. No one's played that game. Super what now?
Yeah. That's probably some sleeper hit. some underdog, some black sheep.
Yeah, some indie title. Mm-hmm. Indie title from the 80s, because those existed back then.
Yes. So Super Mario Brothers, the original, was put on the Virtual Console September 19th, 2013.
Okay, I was waiting, and I was like, if it's 14, I'm going to lose. But still, it's still almost a year, 10 months.
Yeah.
Wow.
10 months to put that game on there.
Unbelievable.
Some classic games that were put on there before that include Yoshi,
the best.
Crew, Ghosts and Goblins.
Well, I mean, at least that game will take you a while.
In the meantime, play this and try to beat it.
Break a controller or two.
See, again, I don't get this. May 16th, 2013, guess what they put on there? Super Mario Brothers 2.
Wait. They put 2 on before 1?
They put 2 on before 1, yes.
Please tell me they put on Doki Doki Panic before 2. Because I know you can play... Isn't it on the Wii Virtual Console you can play Doki Doki Panic? Like the original Japanese version?
Yeah, I think so. They didn't put it on there before there, no.
Wow.
They put Wrecking Crew on there before The Legend of Zelda.
Because, obviously. Wrecking Crew, way better game. Much more beloved game. A good game, but, I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah. I know you're going to be mad about this.
They just don't want to be predictable, man. They don't...
Yeah, I know you're going to be mad about this one. April 17th, 2014. Mario Brothers 3. Took them, a year and a half?
Good lord.
To put that sucker on there. Dude, they put
the best games of all time.
They put the Lost Levels on there before Mario 3.
Good lord, man. That's just... Why?
I don't know. I don't get it. Makes no sense, dude.
I mean, I think we've definitely made the case that if there's any virtual console chatter at E3 this year, it's going to be weird and probably not. It's never going to be exactly what you want. You're probably right. No GameCube, and definitely no Mother 3.
Yeah, definitely no Mother 3.
It's a solid no.
Yeah, I think probably the best way to put it with the virtual console announcements, it's going to be a whole lot of something and a whole lot of nothing.
Right.
They're going to talk about it. It's going to be like, oh well, all right. Yeah, I don't know.
I think in terms of other games from the past, though, I think we're going to probably see a lot of Wii U games ported to Switch. I don't know if they're going to announce a bunch at E3, but I mean, I think they're going to be ported en masse. I mean, we're going to start seeing a lot, at least a decent number. Like they already confirmed an updated version of Pokken Tournament, didn't they? And they just dropped that like the other day.
Yeah, they just dropped that.
I think. I mean, obviously, Mario Kart 8 is already there. I think Super Smash is like a no-brainer.
Yeah, people have been talking about that a lot.
Yeah.
And
I wouldn't even say.
And on top of that, I mean, there's no telling when we're going to get a new Smash Bros. So that would be kind of the in-between.
Sure. Why not?
Thing.
Smash 5 the Switch.
Yeah. Super Smash Brothers for the Nintendo Switch.
5.
Be like Resident Evil 4, just have like the number way over on the left.
Right. Or make the S in Switch a number 5. There you go.
There you go.
Boom. Got you. I got your back there, Nintendo.
Yeah, man.
You can write that check out to cash.
Yeah, they should probably take some of our ideas.
Probably.
They'd make some money. I think. Like, hey, why don't you guys do things? You know what? We didn't think of that.
You think we'll hear any Xenoblade Chronicles 2 stuff? I mean, that's like the only other announced game that like I even chose to write anything down for. Maybe.
Yeah. I think we'll see a little more of it. I'm a little hesitant about a fall release date. I don't know. Those games are very delay-y.
Yeah. Yep.
Seem to always get delayed.
A lot of time. Yeah. A lot of time to make those games.
They do. Shenmue 3 was announced today to be delayed. I was like, yep, freaking knew it. Just knew it. I think a couple months back I looked at the release date. It said like December. I was like, no way. Nope. It's not happening. No way.
Yeah, probably not. Do you even think Shenmue will show up at E3?
It's already been confirmed not to.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, Shenmue 3.
Right.
I am thinking maybe the HD remakes, though.
Okay. HD remakes 1 and 2? That's a possibility.
They've got to do that thing soon. I mean, those games are long overdue for remakes. You cannot play them anymore. Good believe. Grief, man. They got to build that hype train.
Right.
Like, I double-checked it today, or yesterday. The original Shenmue is only on the original Dreamcast. It's like 3 people bought.
Holy crap.
Yeah. Like, who has that?
Man, that game needs an audience, you know?
Yeah, you know? I mean, it's a pretty well-regarded game now. And Shenmue 2 is available on the original Dreamcast and only the original Xbox.
Oh, it's one of those games. A rare original Xbox game that you still need that system to play. Interesting.
Yeah. Probably the only game.
Yeah, it's like that and Conquer Live and Reloaded.
Yeah, Grabbed by the Ghoulies is on the rare replay, right?
Right, I think it is, yeah. And Live Reloaded is just like, hey, we got realistic fur physics and less swearing.
Can't wait.
Can't wait. That sound good.
Realistic.
Can't wait to censor the Great Mighty Pooh song.
God, so bad.
What a bad idea.
Frickin' Microsoft, man.
Anyway.
Frickin' Microsoft.
That was a tangent.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, so let's talk about some Nintendo games, some possible Nintendo games, and if we think they're going to show up or not.
Okay. You got a list?
I've got a few, yeah.
Okay, I do too. Let's see if we have any crossover.
Alrighty, so I guess the big one...
Oh, I already know what it's going to be. Tell me. Drop it.
Well, obviously people are hoping for, another block game, so...
Yeah. Can't wait for Boom Blocks, maybe. Boom Blocks going to make a big comeback.
Yeah, man. Can't wait for another Booger Man.
Man, give me that Chibi Robo.
Can't wait to play that game again. You know how successful that game was.
Yeah.
That game's like a nickel on Amazon now.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
They're going to add a bunch of games to the Cooking Mama series. She's going to be like Ironing Mama. There's going to be Balancing the Checkbook Mama.
Freaking hanging up the laundry Mama. Oh boy, do your homework, Mama.
All right, but for real though, I think we know what the big ask is here. But go ahead and say it.
All right, it's Metroid.
Oh man, I mean, I really, really want it to happen, and I feel like it could. It's one of those series. It's not like Half-Life 3 where it's like it's never going to happen. It's one of those things where I feel like it's just been put out of the mind just long enough where I feel like now's the time to bring it back out again and do something real, an actual Metroid game. I would love it. What do you think, man?
Yeah. I'm not very optimistic, but I'm not like completely cynical either. I'm not like, no way, that's a show for sure. Yeah. I think it's definitely possible. And I mean, the people keep acting like, oh, they've forgotten about Metroid and all that. I'm not so sure. I mean, I feel like maybe they're just really taking some time with this one. There's other series that it took a while for the next game to come out. I think this, but I mean, if they've got something in the works, this is the time to show it.
Right, especially after the very palpable negative reception that Metroid Prime Federation Force got.
Mm-hmm. That, and also their shutting down of AM2R.
Right.
They've definitely got to get that audience back.
Exactly, right?
They have completely alienated that audience by now. And,
bring us back. Make us remember why we loved you to begin with.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, a lot of them are whiny and all that, but I mean, they're still consumers. They want their money, and I mean, they've got to win them back, and this is the time to do it. So, even if we get some really stupid, like nothing teaser, I mean, that'd be something. At least let us know, hey, we haven't forgot about it.
The smallest little teaser, you would make people so happy. Just lie. Who cares? You'll make people happy for a couple months. You'll get a nice increase on your stock prices.
Yeah. Just have Reggie just slip it in. We've got great titles coming on the way next year. Xenoblade Chronicles. Got some Metroid. Also got
just like slip it right in there.
Yeah. Just gently fart it into your like montage of announcements.
Just fold it gently between the buttery chins of Reggie Fils-Aime.
Seriously, what is that chin? What is it?
We need a Reggie's chin game for Switch. That's what 1-2 Switch should have been. 1-2 chin.
All the mini games have something to do with Reggie's chin.
I would play that. I would spend $50 on that.
I would. I'd spend $60 on that.
So, new Metroid, we're both like 50-50.
Yeah, we're like, maybe. But they need
I can't tell if it's mostly hope that's driving my expectations here, or if I truly think it might happen, but I just feel like the time's right. So, let's make it happen.
Yeah. So. But yeah, not happening. Moving on.
So one of the games I wrote down, I'm not sure how you feel about this, but this could definitely happen, and I feel like it should happen because Nintendo could sell a lot of copies of this, and it's Super Mario Maker 2. What do you think of that?
Super Mario Maker 2. I did not think of that at all. Actually.
Really?
That'd be a good game with the gamepad.
Right, I know.
Switch. Looks like it was a pretty big success. It's hard. It's hard.
Fan base,
Yeah, it's just hard to say because they also put it on the 3DS.
Right. But they sort of limited like the number of tools you get and all that. Mm-hmm. I think a full suite for Switch, maybe even have different like game style stuff from other games in the Mario series. Possibly. I mean, I don't know. Bring in some Super Mario Brothers 2 stuff. I think that would even just increase the number of tools, increase the number of possibilities, and the type of levels that players can make. I think that would be, if you sell it the right way, I think that'd be a smart game to put on the Switch.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
And if not that, at least just port the last Super Mario Maker.
Yeah, just go ahead and port it again.
It'd probably work, let's be honest.
Yeah, be fine. As long as you can, upload the levels and all that.
Right. Or you can play people's Wii U levels. That would be good, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be cool. All thrown in this one cloud.
Right.
Something. Alright, let's see. I've been thinking the possibility of another Donkey Kong.
Okay.
Thinking.
You thinking more like a 2D, like a country, or well, I mean, that's really probably what you're looking for. Is probably like a 2D game, like a Donkey Kong Country, yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking that might be what they're going to stick with. I think it might become sort of a new Super Mario Bros. Type of thing.
Okay.
Seems to be working well. Seems to be pretty successful.
Great games. Yeah. Great games.
Yeah. Excellent games. I guess it'll come down to if Rare's, I mean, not Rare,
Retro.
is interested in still doing it.
Mm-hmm.
The games are really like not fun to make. I don't know.
Right. I didn't write down Donkey Kong Country, but I did write down a new game from Retro Studios. That's all I just wrote down. New game from Retro Studios. I think they've proven themselves now with two much beloved but much ignored Nintendo franchises, and they've proven themselves more than capable at delivering on them.
Right.
So honestly, just they could spin anything into gold. So I would just love to see a game from them.
Mm-hmm. Something,
whatever it could be. Yeah,
that'd be awesome. That being said, is there a series you can think of them like revisiting?
Yeah, it's tough. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, them doing another Metroid would be nice, but
yeah. But do people want another first-person shooter Metroid, or are people hungry for a 2D Metroid? I don't even know what I would want more.
It's hard to say.
I like them both a lot. So.
Maybe they just want Other M done right, possibly.
Okay, I could be interested in that, like a kind of a third-person 3D game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if that could be, yeah, that's possible.
Just without the story and the dumb dialogue and crap. Losing your powers because you were like ordered not to use them or whatever.
Right. Retro needs to do another ActRaiser. That's what they need to do.
Yeah, definitely.
I was just trying to think of old franchises.
Yeah, I mean, one of the big ones that comes to mind is F-Zero, but perhaps not happening.
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. Kid Icarus would be cool, but nah, not happening.
Somebody already tried.
Yeah, they already tried. It's like, ow, my hands.
Just make a game that doesn't hurt your hands, Retro.
New Kid Icarus game, it just comes with a mallet, and you just slam it against your hands. That's the whole game. That's it.
Yeah. So what else you got? Do you have any other games written down for
Nintendo? I've got a couple.
Okay.
I'm thinking maybe Animal Crossing.
Yeah, Animal Crossing would be good for Switch.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely. I do think we'll eventually get Animal Crossing on the Switch, but
yep, there's nothing for Wii U, so.
Yep, nothing for Wii U. It's been a few years. New Leaf came out in America in 2013, so I think the time's about right to at least get an announcement. Not sure if it'd be late this year, maybe early 2018, but I think maybe at least a glimpse of it by now.
I would really hope that they would take advantage of the online social aspects. I really want to see some robust social aspects to their online services that they're going to offer, because I think that out of all of their franchises would possibly have the greatest potential to benefit Animal Crossing. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the series, but from what I've seen and what I know about it, I know you're the big Animal Crossing fan of the two of us. I think that would be greatly beneficial to that game, to have good social stuff.
Yeah. And since that game, excluding Amiibo Festival, they did have a spin-off game called Happy Home Designer. I know it sounds like just the game for you.
Right down my alley, man.
Yeah. And then they also did the Welcome Amiibo update a couple of years ago now, like a year and a half or so ago. And that update and Happy Home Designer kind of added a lot of new features as far as like moving your furniture and decorating your houses and stuff like that. So I think now that they've shown those capabilities, you know, giving fans a taste of that over the past couple years, I think it's definitely a time to really go all the way with it. Like, all right, you guys have seen all that stuff. Now here it comes in the game that you've been waiting for.
Yeah,
probably.
I mean, where do these stand? Everything we brought up so far. I mean, maybe let's maybe start with Animal Crossing. Where does it stand on the spectrum of it's a sure thing, it's just a prediction, it's just a wish? I mean, like,
I would say prediction.
Yeah.
I mean, it's of course a wish, but it's definitely a prediction.
I think all of these are predictions, honestly. I don't think any of these are so far-fetched.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think they're all pretty reasonable. The last one I can think of is I'm thinking maybe something Kirby. And
okay, interesting.
I know Kirby's gotten been treated like royalty lately, but they also did say earlier this year that it was like the 20-something anniversary of Kirby.
Okay.
20th, 25th, something.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of Kirby games that they come out relatively frequently, but they never come out to much fanfare. Mm-hmm. They just kind of come out quietly.
Yeah, and I think that kind of gives you I think that's maybe evidence that you also have to not release games too much.
Right.
You got to give people time to want more. And they seem to just go completely under the radar every time. So I don't know if we'll get a new Kirby game for the Switch. If not, probably some kind of collection of some kind. I know they kind of did a while back, but something to celebrate Kirby, I think.
Yeah.
They'll do something, I think.
It'd be nice if it came out on Switch. I wonder though if it seems I don't know why, but it seems like a franchise to me that might end up getting relegated to handheld as we continued on down the line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems like it.
Could be anyway.
Yeah, Kirby's gone through some slumps in its treatment.
So maybe of all the games that we've brought up, that's the one I actually think I have the least hopes for. Honestly, I don't know why. Mm-hmm. Probably just I don't know enough of. I just don't keep my ear to the ground with regards to Kirby stuff, Kirby news.
Yeah, and it all just kind of bleeds in together. It's the announcements always feel like here's another Kirby game,
Right.
It's never really like that we're doing that. Okay. It's always just like, oh, okay. I'm sure they're still fun, but
right.
So we could probably talk about this one for 3 hours, but are there any are there any titles you can think of that's like, nah, it's not happening? No way.
They're definitely not happening. I think a lot of people have been sort of clamoring for Pikmin 4, especially because Shigeru Miyamoto has talked about it a few times. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's going to happen. I think it would be confusing to try to release at the same time as Hey Pikmin. Mm-hmm. I don't think Pikmin 4 is going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think so. But just a minor correction. You mean Hey?
Oh, yeah.
Pikmin.
Hey! Pikmin. Yeah. Kind of like Jeb. Jeb!
Yeah, Jeb. Factorial.
Yeah.
There's not an exclamation point. Yeah. There's not an exclamation point after Pikmin, so it's just hey, Pikmin.
Pikmin.
It's like they're excited that they saw Pikmin, but then they realized they were Pikmin. Like, hey, oh, Pikmin.
Like so, you're digging through a dump bin at like a used game bin at a GameStop or something, and your friend's on the other side of the store, and you want to get their attention because you found Pikmin down in there.
Yeah. Hey, Pikmin.
And they're like, dude, I've played that game 100 times already. So yeah, Pikmin 4.
Yeah, I don't think it's happening.
Definitely not for me. I wrote down a couple no's. I always write on Mother 3 in the no column just because it's always a no.
Yeah.
There's basically no point in even bringing it up.
Mm-hmm. I definitely don't have much hope anymore. I mean, the more time goes on, the less optimistic I am.
Other no's that I put down SNES Classic. I don't think is going to show up at all. I know some people have thought that they're going to do it. I don't remember if Nintendo's ever actually said that it's going to be something that they're going to do, but I don't think they're going to show it off at all.
I don't think so either, because I mean, they're still trying to get the mileage out of the Switch.
Yep.
Obviously, it's not a new console, but still, I mean, they really wanted to, push that thing.
And then I also wrote down third-party games in general. I really think there'll be very, very few third-party games. There might be. I mean, like I know that in the very original Switch trailer, they showed off Skyrim, maybe. But I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know what's going to go on with that. Yeah. I think there'll be very, very little third-party stuff.
I think very little. The most I think we'll get is maybe one of those like final montages at the end.
Oh right, one last thing.
Yeah, there's one last little slideshow of what we're gonna get, probably something like that. But
yeah,
I think that's about it. If they do, there's probably not going to be a lot of attention to it.
Yeah. Oop. How about you? You got any other definitely nuts?
Well, I mean, there's also a couple you could throw in there just because it's too soon. Like Star Fox.
Yep.
That came out last year. Don't think Mario Kart's going to be happening yet.
Probably not.
Especially just because we got the deluxe just now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you've still got a Mario Kart game that's relevant, you're probably not going to want to bother with a new one quite yet.
Right.
Same with Smash Brothers.
Too early for Smash still, yep.
Too early for Smash. Is there any 2015 stuff? Might also be too soon.
Yeah, probably not going to see any other Mario games other than just Super Mario Odyssey. Like, I don't think they're going to try to do another a newer Super Mario Brothers or anything like that.
Kind of handheld, whatever.
Well, there was that weird leak about that Mario Rabbids game.
Yeah, that's getting a lot of momentum. It's almost like possibly confirmed.
Yeah, so it's like...
Yeah, maybe that.
One way or another, we're going to find out what in the fresh hell that weird shit is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe.
Hopefully.
And even then, we still might not get much of an answer.
Right. I mean, Rabbids? Like, what? Is this suddenly 2008 again? I mean, when's the last time anyone's thought about those, oddly disgusting creatures?
Mm-hmm. No one ever really cared about them.
Yeah.
It's like no one cared about them, yet they made 6 games with them.
I know.
Dude, stop it. No one ever liked them.
I know. You hijacked Rayman.
Yeah, you stole Rayman for a while. They held him hostage for quite a while. He finally escaped. So I don't know if I have much else about Nintendo.
No, I think that's pretty good.
Pretty good. I think there's definitely a high possibility of a bunch of shovelware.
Oh, I'm sure.
Some really that. Yeah, we don't care about that. Nintendogs poop Faceland.
Yeah, dude, Nintendogs, Nintendo snakes. I've seen Nintendo fish. They just need to do all the pets. Yeah. Nintendo chinchilla.
Yeah, Nintendo pet rock.
Yes. Nintendo botanist.
You just watch a plant grow.
That'd be amazing. One last thing I want to say. Well, I forgot. I wrote this down further down in my notes for some reason. WarioWare would be awesome on Switch. Actually. Oh yeah. Because for some reason, Nintendo likes Wario quite a bit. I think it's pretty clear. He's a weird character. I like Wario. And I like WarioWare a lot. And it seems like every time you get a new WarioWare game, it's whenever there's a new hardware toy to be played with. Mm-hmm. You got WarioWare Twisted on the Game Boy Advance. It had that accelerometer in the cartridge or whatever. Then you had WarioWare Touched for the touchscreen on the DS, and then you had Smooth Moves for all the motion control stuff on the Wii. And I think there's just enough goofy bits and bobs on the Switch where you can make a good WarioWare game. Basically a good, stylistically cohesive and fun version of 1-2 Switch.
With Wario and not eating a sandwich.
Right. No eating contests, or if you do make it weird with a lot of goofy visuals, just make it goofy, and I think people will like it more. I think if you give in to how stupid it is, I think people will like it more.
Mm-hmm. I think so. I can definitely see that. Now that I'm thinking about it, they do seems to be their way of showcasing the hardware.
Mm-hmm. In one way or shape or form. I remember I was really anticipating WarioWare Smooth Moves. I remember I was looking forward to that game for actually a couple months, which is weird. So I think I would really enjoy. Cause I think it's fun in a party setting to pass around the controller and just whatever weird mini game comes up next, just try to interpret it. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be crazy. It's a good time. I like those games.
Yeah, they're fun. It'd be a good way to showcase the Switch and all that.
True.
Possibly.
Yeah, so Nintendo should be a pretty good showing for Nintendo. I think I'm excited.
I think so. And last but not least, Rhythm Fever and Just Dance, probably.
Probably, yes.
Seems to always be squeezed in there somewhere.
It'll be a footnote.
Yeah, footnote, probably.
They'll actually just like write it on a post-it note and put it on the front of their podium so people just know it's there, and then they can move on.
At the start, they just say, Rhythm Fever, Just Dance. Yep. All right.
You know what's happening now.
All right. Moving on. Super Mario Odyssey, you guys.
Now here's some Mario for you.
I got Mario Party. That's a thing.
Oh God. Possible.
Maybe. Maybe not, but I mean, it wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, I mean
Here we go again.
They churn them out, not as fast as they did back in like the Wii days, where it was like one every year. Thank God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, GameCube and all that.
Yeah, that's right. GameCube. I forgot there were 3 on GameCube and 3 on Switch. 3 on. Sorry, 3 on.
There's already 3 on the Switch.
Yeah. Amazingly.
Yeah, I mean, every time the Mario Party games came out, I was like, wow, they're already up to that.
Yeah.
It was like Land Before Time syndrome.
Yeah, it's really crazy. It's got really out of hand.
But, Mario Party 8? What?
Did I fall asleep for a weekend and miss 3 Mario Party games?
Mm-hmm. You did because you were just playing a Mario Party game.
That's true, because that's how long it takes to actually play one.
I started a Mario Party 50-turn game like 5 years ago. It's still going on.
It's still going on?
Yeah, haven't finished it yet. We just have this one turn that's just going on forever. All this crap keeps happening.
Yeah, they just throw shit away.
God, can we just play the minigame already? Ugh. Anyway.
Yeah, just infinitely improve those games. Mini games only. It's already a better game.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo.
Also amiibos, probably.
Oh, duh.
I think it's just going to be absolutely polluted with amiibos.
Right. Yeah, I had 3 categories: obviously, possibly, and no. And obviously was Amiibo and Super Mario Odyssey and Wii U ports.
Mm-hmm.